In Genesis, we also have the beginning of what's called the blame game. Adam and Eve did not want to take personal responsibility for their sin, so they ended up blaming someone else. Genesis 3:12 and 13 says, "Then the man said, 'The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate.' And the Lord God said to the woman, 'What is this that you have done?' The woman said, 'The serpent deceived me, and I ate.'" Adam blamed the woman, and in fact he blamed God, for he said, "The woman whom you gave me," and the woman blamed the serpent. Everyone was blaming someone else. What does this tell us? It tells us that we have a personal choice. The first decision that every person must make is honesty. We must be willing to take responsibility for our personal decisions and ask for God's forgiveness. This is the only way that God forgives us. Now let's look at the first judgment. It is important to understand that every time period in the Bible ends with judgment. Sin always separates man from God. God curses 4 things, and Adam and Eve are expelled from the Garden of Eden. The first curse was on the devil. Genesis 3:14 says, "So the Lord God said to the serpent, 'Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the cattle and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life.'" The second curse was on the woman. Genesis 3:16. "To the woman he said, 'I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you.'" Note here that it was God's idea for the man to be the leader of the home. The third curse was on the land. Genesis 3:17 and 18. "Then to Adam he said, 'Because you have heeded the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field.'" The fourth curse was on the man. Genesis 3:19. "In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return." Now, in the middle of all these curses, God promises a Redeemer. Genesis 3:15 tells us, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." Enmity means war. That is, war between Christ and Satan. The woman's seed, which would be Jesus Christ, would one day bruise the head of the serpent. The serpent would one day try to kill Jesus Christ, biting or bruising his heel. And in doing so, Jesus would crush the head of the serpent, because by dying, Jesus brought salvation to all mankind. Adam and Eve were then driven out of the garden to keep them from eating of the tree of life. Genesis 3:23 and 24 says, "Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way of the tree of life." God had to prevent them from eating from that tree, because if they were to eat from that tree, there'd be a problem, because then we'd have sinful people that were able to live forever. That would be a great problem. The good news is that the next time we see the tree of life is in heaven, and the saved can eat from that tree as much and for as long as we want. Thank you for being with us for Lesson 1 of Unlocking the Bible. We hope that you will join us for Lesson 2, where we will look at the first church service found in the Bible. Thank you.